Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a fridge organizing video, and this video turned out so much more horrifying than I expected it to. I did not realize how many of our condiments had expired, and now I'm like worried about my health because these are things that I've been eating that have been expired, and I am just like, oh, I was so grossed out. So I started by just cleaning out all of the door and checking the expiration date on all of the different types of condiments that we have, and slowly kind of getting it organized into little sections. As you can see, I am tossing a lot in the trash can beside me, which is the worst because food waste is actually such a problem in America. I think there's like a stat that like 40% of food gets wasted in America, which is just so sad, especially when we have people that are hungry. So this was such a wake-up call that we need to be better about making sure that we finish things that we buy, and that we also don't buy new stuff before we finish eating something that we already had. So anyways, continuing on down, just continuing to check all of the expiration dates. And yeah, I just had to continue throwing things out, which was the worst. So I kind of tried to organize things in groups together, like sauces and things you put on a burger versus like Asian sauces and seasonings, but it didn't really end up working out that way. I feel like it ended up just kind of being like a mess. But I also wanted to get as much in the door as possible because this fridge it looks huge, but it's actually kind of narrow. And so the middle of the fridge gets filled up really quickly. You can see my face making, like, this is a brand new bottle of spicy mayo that I'm having to throw away because it's like almost a year expired, which is just, I don't even know how this happened. Like, I don't know if the year just went by super fast. I really don't know. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, you can see me making faces at being grossed out. So, but yeah, I'm trying to fit as much in the door as possible. So you'll see me later kind of move things over into the door and kind of organize it to make it somewhat make sense in my brain while also fitting every possible thing that I can. I also was astounded by how many pickles we have because like we don't make burgers or things that you put pickles on that often, and we have these 2 jars of pickles, and then wait until you see this Mac Daddy pickle jar that I found in the back of the fridge that I'm pretty sure has like not even been opened. So I also had a ton of different stocks, which I wish that I had double checked because I bought a lot of different vegetable, chicken, beef stocks recently. And I didn't realize that I already had so many in here. You can see me appalled that these White Claws were expired by like a year. I'm not super surprised about that though. Brendan and I rarely ever drink. And if we do, it's like a fancy fruity cocktail at, a fancy dinner. Like we never really drink at home. This is basically leftovers from buying beer or White Claws for football games when we had people over. So not super surprised that those were expired. But yeah, so then just kind of adding things into the door again, slowly getting them organized. I put all of my creamers together, trying to make some organization of that, trying to think through where I want everything to go. And I just need the home edit to come over and do this for me. Like, honestly, I'm still not super happy with how it turned out. I just wanted it to be super aesthetic, and it's just kind of not. So just continuing to kind of organize things here. Obviously moving things around a lot. I have that little R2-D2 mug holding my butter right now because this fridge actually does not have a butter compartment, which I thought was really weird, but it is what it is. So I then started going through obviously the left side of the fridge a little bit more and kind of adding things that I wanted in the door over from the left side. This chicken and rice that I just looked at, I have no idea how old that is. I did not smell it. I just immediately threw it away because I feel like it's one of those things you're like, if you don't remember when you made it, probably not a good idea to go ahead and eat it. This is that massive jar of pickles I was talking about. Like, why do we have so many pickles when we literally do not eat pickles that often? I do not understand. And we also had a massive jar of aloe juice that we haven't even opened yet. So I pulled that out of the bottom vegetable drawer so that I could start to put some different stuff in there, and started to organize both of the drawers. Brendan eats oranges a lot, and I found like 15 gajillion oranges in this top drawer, and so the oranges just got their own drawer. So then I started to go through all of the vegetables and everything that we had in this top drawer, continuing to dump out Brendan's millions of oranges. And I started to put all of the herbs in one of these little clear containers together. These are from the Container Store. These are the Home Edit fridge container thingies. I definitely want to get some more of these. I don't know. I really want to have a pretty aesthetic fridge, and I just don't 100% know how to fit it all into this fridge because it's not very conducive, because it's just not very wide, which kind of creates a little bit of a problem sometimes. So just taking all the little baggies off of everything, checking to make sure everything is good. I found this piece of garlic. Luckily, garlic keeps for a long time. I don't know how old this is, but it looked fine. And then grabbing this asparagus out of the bottom of the drawer and putting it in one of the Home Edit containers that I have. So then I moved up back to the kind of upper half of the fridge and continued to find spots for more stuff in there. Brendan also has a million of these pre-made protein shakes, and I don't like how much room they take up in the free space of the fridge, so I tried to fit a ton of these into the door, again, like I said, because I was just trying to maximize my space in the left side of the fridge that's open. Wow, I'm just now realizing what an absolute mess my hair is, so you're welcome for that, since you get to look at the back of my head for the rest of this video, apparently. Then just moving over a little bit so that we can continue to clean out the open part of the fridge. I was kind of trying to put leftovers together a little bit and just like items together. So first thing is I have a ton of mushrooms just because I've been making a lot of recipes with mushrooms recently. So I combined all of the leftover sliced baby bellas that I had along with the rest of the shiitake mushrooms that I had. And then I did have two other containers. I had another container of baby bellas and then like this really cool chef's mix of mushrooms that I got at Fresh Market. And so I didn't put those in together because there wouldn't have been enough room. But then I found two more bottles of beef stock. So I literally have every single kind of stock you can imagine in multiples, apparently. So then I moved the aloe vera to the back of the bottom fridge compartment instead of in the drawer or in the door. And then I put more of those shakes that Brendan had in the bottom, so they were kind of all more together a little bit. Then I started to just continue putting things kind of in groups of where I wanted them, and matching things up to kind of, make it look somewhat organized. I don't know if you guys can tell how narrow this fridge is. Like, I don't know if it comes across on camera, but I feel like you guys can see my dilemma where it's really deep, but like people are really bad about looking deep into the fridge for things, including myself. And so it makes it really hard because I want to keep things towards the front of the fridge, but because it's so narrow, it's hard to keep everything kind of adjusted towards the front. So then continued to organize and kind of try and put the fruits together. So Brendan also eats a lot of watermelon. So put the watermelons there stacked up together, and then started to go through some of the packaged items that we had. I closed up this spinach container that was kind of open and put that, and then a thing of lettuce that we had behind the mushrooms, so that all of our leafy greens are kind of together. And then in this other Home Edit container on the right here, I put some of the pre-made chicken that Brendan has. Put this lemon juice over in the fridge, and then started stacking items together again, added all those mushrooms together. Put some leftovers there behind the watermelon that I knew we weren't gonna need. Like they're not it's not stuff that you would take out and heat up and then immediately eat. It's like stuff that I will still need to cook and everything. We just had some leftover items. And then I put this container of garlic that I had in front of the leftovers, because I will need to reach for those quite often. So I wanted to have those nice and handy. And then I just kept adding in all of the last kind of things that were lingering around the fridge. I decided to put the avocados in one of my other Home Edit containers, that long skinny one. And then this was the final product. Put the pickles and the dressings and extra things in the top. I have my creamers and some of my Asian ingredients in the second, milk, ketchup, and some other cooking things in the third, vegetable stock and dairy in the fourth, and then kind of just leftovers on the bottom. And then here's an overview of how the center of the fridge turned out. Yeah, I still want to make some organization adjustments here. I feel like I can definitely utilize this space better, but yeah, this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.